What up, YouTube? My name is Cheryce. Welcome to Reese TV. Glad that you're here. And this is hard. Well, as you already know, Jonathan Majors has been found guilty of 2 of his charges, and he's actually not guilty of 2 charges. Yes, the verdict was split, but are you hearing that? No, you're not hearing that. What you are hearing is that he was found guilty of assault and harassment. Let me go ahead and break down for you what exactly he was found guilty of and found not guilty of. Jonathan Majors was found not guilty of assault in the 3rd degree with intent to cause physical injury. He was found guilty of assault in the 3rd degree, recklessly causing physical injury. He was found not guilty of aggravated harassment in the 2nd degree. And he was found guilty of harassment in the 2nd degree. Now, you might be asking, what does that mean? So let's go ahead and read an official statement from his lawyer. Priya Chandri's statement on the Jonathan Majors verdict. It is clear that the jury did not believe Grace Jabari's story of what happened in the SUV because they found that Mr. Majors did not intentionally cause any injuries to her. We are grateful for that. We are disappointed, however, that despite not believing Miss Jabari, the jury nevertheless found that Mr. Majors was somehow reckless while she was attacking him. Chaudhry added. Mr. Majors is grateful to God, his family, his friends, and his fans for their love and support during these harrowing 8 months. Mr. Majors still has faith in the process and looks forward to fully clearing his name. So, what happens now? From what I gather, they will not come to a sentence until February. And from what I gather from legal experts, they will most likely have him do community work and or do anger management. I know a lot of people like to say, well, this was just a misdemeanor. Yes, it was just a misdemeanor. However, according to legal experts, misdemeanor cases don't typically go to trial. Now, there's been some speculations. Now, remember, I said I really do feel like somebody is after Jonathan Majors. But it seems like it's a DA thing. If you are in New York, please do not vote Alvin Bragg back in office. He actually has 3, and I count them 3, misdemeanor trials since he took office. All of them have to deal with assault. All of them have black men. Coincidence? I'll let you decide. But it really does look really, really bad for Alvin Bragg. I know a lot of people are saying that Jonathan Majors needs to lay low for a while. I'm saying that Alvin Bragg also needs to lay low for a while. And just for you to look up these 3 trials, of course you already know about the Jonathan Majors trial. But did you know that before this was the Adam Foss trial? And coming up is the Kevin Porter Jr. trial. 3 of them. 3 black men, all charged with assault, all under DA Alvin Bragg's watch. Looks suspicious, right? And now I'm pretty sure that you've seen that Marvel says that they are moving on from Jonathan Majors. This is something that we already knew, right? This is not something new. However, Articles are making it sound like it's new. Like, oh, now that this is done, Marvel is moving on. No, they've been saying that they're moving on. They are going to Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom is going to be in Secret Wars. Jonathan Majors is still going to be in Kang Dynasty. That is what they said was going to happen. That was the official statement. For Variety and all these other mainstream news to report that they are dropping him is false. I have yet to see a representative from Disney, from their own mouths, from their Twitter/X account, say that they are dropping immediately Jonathan Majors. They have not said that. So, what is the hope? The hope is that by 2026, when Kang Dynasty actually comes out, this will all be forgotten and we can move on with our lives. A lot of people are comparing this to RDJ, right? He was convicted and look at him now. He turned his life around. Now, a lot of people are missing the fact that RDJ was convicted at the same time that most of us were too young to remember. We millennials were too young to understand what happened to RDJ. We know his backstory and it's so inspiring, but we weren't there. We weren't there for the conviction. And how many years went past until he was redeemed? Until Disney decided to take a gamble on him? How many years? That's what I'm looking at. You compare Jonathan Majors to RDJ and we're missing a whole bunch of our millennial lives that didn't even understand what happened to him. I literally watched him on Ally McBeal, fell in love with him on Ally McBeal, and saw that all of a sudden he was gone from Ally McBeal. I didn't know what happened to him. And then Iron Man happened. And I was like, oh my goodness, it's RDJ. He was my favorite Ally McBeal boyfriend. That's all I knew. So if you're comparing Jonathan Majors to RDJ, then it's going to be a long while before Jonathan Majors comes back. I know that people are conflicted as to how to move forward. It's still believed that this is a racially biased verdict. Especially the harassment. It's just mainly the harassment part. That's what legal experts are really surprised about. They're surprised about the harassment charge. They just said, yeah, that's just something that they're just giving because racism. There's nothing that says harassment. But here we are giving this news. And the mainstream media is only reporting that he is guilty. And there are two camps of people that I have seen. Actually, maybe three camps. But the third camp feels more against Jonathan Majors than for. So, as I said, if it's true that he was going to off himself, then both of them need help, because she even said that she was going to off herself. And that's a camp that I have seen, that both of them are toxic. But the thing is, it's about what happened that night. It has nothing to do with the text messages. But once you see the text messages, you can't unsee the text messages. So there are people who are in the camp that saw the text messages and given just his text messages and said, No, we're not for Jonathan Majors. We're against him. Now, there are those who saw the videos, multiple videos, and heard the audio and said, yeah, we're for Jonathan Majors. Like, why is it that he is guilty of defending himself? Why? Because he's a man and no man is supposed to touch a woman? I'm sorry. If I lay hands on you and you are a man, feel free to lay hands on me. Okay? I'm an equal opportunity fighter. Okay? And I really do hope that some of these men who are saying that Jonathan Majors should not have touched her at all never get in a fight with a woman. Never have to defend themselves against a woman. That's my hope. But if they do, I want to see what they do. Most likely we won't see what they do because, well, they're not famous. But I would love to see what happens to them. They're going to say, well, I was defending myself. This woman came at me crazy. And police are just going to convict him. Yeah. That's just going to be that. And all we're going to say is sorrows and prayers. Prayers and sorrows. Sorrows, sorrows, and prayers. Anyway. Whew, gosh. I need to stop rushing this. You know, eyeliner is a delicate process, and I keep on trying to rush it, and I shouldn't. I call myself trying to do a muted look because I really don't want to come in to work looking like fab. Anyway, in other news I've been wanting to talk about is Squid Games. Okay, so to be fair, I have not watched all the episodes. However, I do know that Netflix is being sued. Yep, Netflix is being sued for the almost called it Hunger Games, for the Squid Games challenge. What is it about? Well, it's about red light, green light. Apparently, red light, green light was not as fast as it looked. Spoiler alert. They were actually taping for, I believe they said 6 hours. And, some people got hypothermia. What is going on? I really am a lost cause. I swear I'm a lost cause when it comes to this. I think it's literally just because I can't see a dag blame thing. I just need better lighting. One of these days I'll get better lighting. I think I have all my lights on. This time around, I don't have daylight coming in, which typically will help me out. But today, that is not the case. Okay, that seems so much better already. Any case, other complaints that contestants had was living arrangements. They said it was hazardous living conditions. And you would think that, yes, it is hazardous living conditions for... I am making a mess of myself. But yes, it is hazardous living conditions for Squid Game because that was what happened with the source material. Like, I don't know what these people were thinking when they signed up for the Squid Game challenge. Like, were they expecting better living arrangements? like I saw where people complain saying, well, yeah, we knew about the source material and how they lived, but Netflix should not have made it the same. The only thing that should have been different about the Squid Game challenge was you losing your life. You don't lose your life in the Squid Game challenge. That's it. All you do is that there's something in your shirt and or on your chest, and it's triggered to go off as soon as somebody presses a button. That's it. And you're supposed to act like you're dead. But there were a couple of people who literally just walked away. Like, what? Well, let's go back to Disney. Disney said that they are not going to be woke anymore. And my question is, what does that mean? Now, my thoughts, and where's, oh, darn it. I forgot that I wore my lipstick that I use as blush as actual lipstick. So, it's not here. But we'll just use regular blush this time around. I don't need to be like all fancy. So the question is, what does that mean? My thoughts are that it means that the villain will just be the villain. I just noticed that ever since Black Panther, every villain has to have some kind of relatable backstory. It is so weird. Like, do I really need to like the villain? No, I don't. Do I need to really relate to the villain? No, I don't. Even Ursula had some kind of relatable backstory. It was just like, I don't need all that. Just, you can just be a villain and I can just hate you and we're fine. Let's move on with the story. We don't need to go any further than that. So today I'm going for a very muted lipstick. Actually, this is my favorite lipstick. Or no, I won't say the favorite lipstick. I think I mentioned that I have another lipstick that's my favorite because it doesn't come off. But this one is brown and it just gives a very muted look, very chocolatey look. I feel like a brown baby doll with this on. It's just, oh, I love it. But yeah, I don't need to like every villain. I don't. But ever since Black Panther, there always has to be a relatable villain. And it's my thought that that is what Disney is doing away with. They are doing away with the relatable villains. So, today I am going to wear my hair. Like I said, I just feel like a very muted look. I forgot to do my eyebrows. Oh my goodness. Man, I am slipping. Cause, I don't know, I like eyebrows. I don't want the eyebrows to look too fake, too drawn on, but I like them to look just natural enough that you're not like, oh, she drew in her eyebrows. Like, I have no idea how these girls wear these box eyebrows. It's like, that doesn't even look real. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I almost forgot my mascara too. Man, this whole Jonathan Majors case has me, whew. Now, let me say this. I've been a victim of abuse. I've been sexually abused. I've been emotionally and verbally abused. My first boyfriend was the one who gave me verbal and emotional abuse. I felt trapped in that relationship, all of 3 months. It did not take long for me to understand that I shouldn't be talked to that way. I remember distinctly how his words, he used to say stupid, and he used to say stupid jokingly, and that stupid turned into a not so joke. It just got more forceful over the time period that I was with him. And what was worse is I didn't even want to be with him. Our relationship started with a blind date, and I remember him calling me his queen not too long after that. And I didn't think too much of it. Naive, yes, but he never formally called me his girlfriend. He never formally asked. He just assumed that I was his girlfriend. And I was really, really into this other guy. And so I really didn't care for him to be my boyfriend. However, once I understood what queen meant, like we actually had a conversation, I agreed to be his girlfriend. And that was also because the guy I really wanted just didn't care for me. And so I was like, hey, well, this guy cares for me. Why not? I'm not doing anything else with my life. And that just ended up being the worst decision. And I'm just thinking that maybe Jonathan Majors is having that same thought process of this was the worst decision. Like, there are reports that he actually tried to break up with this woman multiple times and she would not let him go. And I know it's easy to not believe him. It is, especially with that text. And unfortunately, because he's a man, there is no way that a grown big man like Jonathan Majors can be emotionally and verbally abused. And it's just a sad state that we have this double, I can't think of the word. Double standard. That is the word I'm looking for. Double standard. So, as a victim of abuse and assault, I'm pleading with people like not Alan. It is Alan. I'm sorry. Yeah. Alan Bragg to stop allowing these fake victims have these trials, because they only hurt us. They only hurt our stories. Any case, that's all for today. Tell me your thoughts. And I will catch you later. Goodbye.